Welcome to Toronto, Canada, the site of North America's largest documentary film festival, Hot Docs. Tonight, Doc Talk is your host for an exclusive look at some of the festival's most acclaimed documentaries. First, long before Johnny Knoxville and the stars of Jackass rose to fame, there was Cap'n Video. Director Jay Cheel introduces us to the hilarious cable access star that broke ground and a few bones along the way in Beauty Day. Next,
we must forget all our tribal differences if we have to play as a team. Do you understand?
Yes, Coach.
a television soap opera in Kenya follows an ethnically diverse soccer team and their personal struggles. But it's the real-life drama off the set that reflects the region's political and cultural differences.
I am an actor. In fact, I don't know how. Is there a shortcut to Hollywood? I'd like to go through that shortcut.
Director Patrick Reed shadows the determined young cast as they explore their hopes and dreams in The Team. Then, in the late 1980s, musician Bob Forrest was on his way to rock and roll stardom as the frontman for punk band Thelonious Monster. But a descent into drug addiction changed everything.
Has anybody got any heroin for sale in the audience, please? Like $20 bag of heroin?
Find out how the singer went from life in the rock and roll fast lane to a dramatic and inspiring turn onto the road to recovery in Bob and the Monster. And
everything's a dance.
He walks into a round pen in 5 minutes, he's got a horse following him around like a dog.
a man's extraordinary way with horses earns him the reputation as a real-life horse whisperer.
It'll make you better in areas that you didn't think related to horses.
Buck Brannaman's magical ability to transform horses and people is illuminated in the moving documentary, Buck. It's all coming up on Doc Talk.
The Captain has been entertaining Canadian cable viewers for years with his wild and wacky homegrown comedy.
I used to watch the Captain Video Show when I was young. I guess I would have been around 12 or 13.
Don't try that at home!
And I remember in grade school at recess, everyone would talk about this week's episode of Captain Video Show, and everyone did Captain Video impressions.
It made people, I don't know, appreciate their own insanity. It's just being a nut bar and embracing the nut bar in everyone. I think it exists in every single human out there.
He did a lot of stunts around his house. And as a kid, you see something like that and you think, oh, that's a good idea. Luckily, we didn't do it ourselves.
Yeah!
He filmed all of the shows by himself. He didn't have any help, so he would set the camera up, just perform the stunt.
You get ready to go! Yeah!
It was just a lot of stuff that, as a kid, having an interest in film and becoming a filmmaker, we would see that, and we definitely were inspired to make our own little shorts.
I often wondered what kind of fans Ralph had. I assumed they were all either drunk or with very low IQs. I'm sorry.
I thought it would just be a short film about this TV show that nobody's heard of that preceded Tom Green and Jackass and YouTube. But eventually it just worked into something a lot bigger, and Ralph is fearless and will talk about anything on camera. And that kind of honesty is rare and valuable.
There were a couple stunts that I did that didn't go exactly as planned.
Hey, people! Welcome back to the show! You!
Ralph decided it would be a good idea to set up a ladder against a 5-foot fence and jump off the top into a swimming pool to take the cover off.
All right, here we go! Cover up the pool tank!
And I went straight down and broke my 3rd and 4th cervical vertebrae, crushed them, and then bounced and landed into the pool. Luckily, a kid next door was home for lunch, and he heard the kerfuffle, and the guest saw me jump off the ladder and saw it fucking go boing. Oh.
We begin with something unusual, a tape of a bright man who tries a stupid stunt.
He ended up on World's Stupidest Stunts and shows like that, and it was passed around and seen around the world. So it was kind of this before YouTube viral video.
Hey people, happy Easters!
Ralph eventually did an Easter special, and for one of his skits, he hung a live bunny rabbit on bungee cords and threw eggs at his house.
Ralph's classic Easter stunt was to squirt chocolate sauce on a puppy, and then he would lick it off. It was not his most well thought out stunt.
Chocolate-coated puppies!
If a puppy licks chocolate sauce, it's not going to be good. It's poisonous to them.
The Monday after the Easter show, the shit hit the fan at Cable 10.
After that, they pulled the plug, and I thought they wimped out. You took the one show that people liked watching off cable TV.
All right, we got a new 20th birthday show on Cable 10. Right. Maybe, baby. Later.
He definitely would have, I think, gotten more attention if he was just a few years later in doing his show. Once the internet hit, YouTube, MTV, you know, getting some interest in this kind of humor, I think he could have had some success there. But he's also very happy with where he's at now. His general philosophy is always looking on the bright side of life. Anything that steps in his way, he just barrels through it with a smile.
There's a fine line between living dangerously and putting your life in jeopardy, or living in a hermetically sealed ball and living forever but not really living. But if you're going to sit on your couch all day and just imagine life and watch it go by on a big screen, I don't consider that living. You got to get out there, do it, meet people, sing a song, dance, fart in the wind and sniff it, whatever. Just I want to make things happen.